Hello guys, it's time to invade Poland. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this corps, 13th Corps looks like, and we're going to attack the Krakowska, I'm gonna mess up these names, Cavalry Brigade. Let's attack, see what happens. Alright, that worked out pretty well. We took no losses, we destroyed the whole unit. That is exactly what it said we were going to do, but hey, we actually did it, and that's always a good thing. Due to zone of control, I cannot get anyone through here currently, but that's fine. So I'm gonna step forward this corps and we're gonna take a little peek at now this tank. We didn't actually have a sight on this tank before. Everything that starts out in Poland is actually very injured, which makes it a lot easier to try to get through. In terms of conquering Poland, it's pretty much the western half that matters the most. There's the eastern side that can go to the Soviets. The game automates that, as we know. We just need to deal enough national morale damage to the Poles, and very probably specifically capturing Warsaw is pretty important, especially if we want to do this in the 2-turn goal that I've read is usually pretty smart to go for. So we have a fortification right here staring down at us here at Mlawa, and I feel like attacking that is maybe not the best idea, and with this limited force I don't believe trying to flank around to the eastern part of Warsaw is the smartest idea either. So what I'm going to do instead with this corps, the, what is this, 21st Corps, we're going to take this and march it down to Torun. So it's kind of flanked these units here. And I can actually also see Cavalry Brigade that I did not know was here. So that was actually a pretty handy move. The next thing I will do is take the 1st Frontier Corps here. We're going to move that right up to, let's say, Danzig. We're going to take a look at this Cavalry Brigade here. Let's start. We're going to tactical bomb it is what we're going to do. We're going to tactical bomb this bitch. Dealt 2 damage. Alright, that's even more than it said we were going to deal, so that's pretty nice. We're going to go ahead and attack this with the 1st Frontier Corps. Shattered it, completely destroyed it. It's dead, it's gone. Hell yeah. And that kind of opens up a little more opportunity for my unit movement. What I'll do next is I'll take this corps from Danzig, I'll move it down the road. Oh, I don't know what this little symbol means. Oh, I think that's our more direct border. Poland. No, maybe not. I don't know what the hell that is. No, that is a border. That is a border. Okay. Well, weird. But whatever. That's taken care of. I do need to still, like, maintain some kind of front here, however, because we have planes here that have to stay safe. And they could just kind of head north and be safe, and that's no problem, I guess. But we'll want to keep that in mind as we advance. So, these guys here, they're going to have to move up. We'll move up the 4th Army. And now that I've moved up the 4th Army, I'm going to use it immediately to attack the Pomoros Army, dealing 3 damage, losing 1. That's pretty much exactly what it said we would do, so that went as expected. I can already get to Warsaw if I wanted to. I don't believe that's something that I want to do, though. I don't think that would actually work out the greatest for me. We have corps that can move up. One thing to note is a lot of these units are not upgraded, but I think that's intentional. We have the tech to get them upgraded, I believe. They're just not upgraded yet. So we will take this corps here, the 2nd Corps. We're going to move that up forward, kind of get a little line around this Pomoros army that we've gotten locked in here. We will move the tank up. It kind of has to pass through here anyway. We'll move it up here, take a peek. All right, we have a garrison at Warsaw, meaning taking this over and holding this probably won't be too difficult to accomplish next turn. Probably not at all. No, I believe we can do it. As for this 1st Corps, we'll move it up. It has to kind of keep something in the area. We'll move it up to this fortification just to kind of hold around this HQ for the time being, which we actually just might want to move up to Danzig, quite frankly, but I believe it's probably pretty decent where it is. We can move it up just further behind our units on the rail line, but still kind of more protected. I would like to kill this army before it could really do any damage to me. But that would bring some losses as well that I don't know if I necessarily want to deal with. Getting rid of this cavalry brigade honestly seems harder than it should, but I'll send the medium bombers after one of these guys. They're not the best for, you know, bombing land units, but they could make a little bit of a difference here. Maybe against the cavalry. We'll try against the cavalry. They have interceptors, and we have escorts. Okay. Their interceptors took 1 damage. Mine took 1 damage. Bombers took no damage, did no damage, but reduced the enemy morale. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. We'll take the tank, and we will, from here, just attack this cavalry. Dealt 3 damage, and it ran all the way the fuck over there. That's crazy, dude. Let's see. Well, I don't want to move up and get cut off. I think that would probably be pretty silly of me. I will take this tactical bomber, and we're just going to move it west. Somewhere it'll be a little bit safer. The fighter as well. Yeah, we'll go move this to, like, Danzig. And it'll just chill over there for now. The HQ, pretty decent where it is. I could move it up a touch like I've been doing. Yeah, let's say we move it up to here. Then we have this army on Allenstein. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. I'm not. I'm American. Leave me alone. And we'll move up to prepare against this. Even if they go around here, that really wouldn't matter too much. And so... Well, actually, could they? I don't even know that they could. I'll move this garrison up just in case they can. Just for now. I'll move it back in a bit. That border is not under any threat or anything at the moment. Just to stay on the offensive, I'll go ahead and I will take the cores and we will go ahead and attack this enemy army, the Pomerose army. With the cores, take 1 damage, deal 1 damage. Core against an army, that's a pretty good trade if you ask me. That was not a good trade. We did worse than expected, unfortunately. However, I do still have this extra attack in the tank because we have armored warfare research from the beginning. We have 2 attacks, so I'll go ahead and finish off that army. We did take 1 damage, but that's a whole army dead. It's a pretty decent national morale hit, I would say. And so now this army's surrounded. We're pretty much right next to Warsaw on this northern front, and now we just more need to look at the southern front here. We still have an escort we can use, and I'm going to use it on this army right here. Armies are... pretty deadly. More deadly, I think, than a mechanized. This isn't even a tank. This is a mechanized. And I doubt they can make full use of it. 2 damage we dealt. We took 1. That is better than it said we would do. It said it would be 1 for 1. And so that is nice. The prepared strike isn't going to deal enough damage against this, but maybe I could get it to run away. I will attack my army on their army. We dealt 2 damage. We took 1 damage. Okay, that's exactly what it said we would do, and it kind of worked out exactly like I hoped that it would. We will take this tank. Yeah, we will take this tank. We'll move it up to loads. We will take loads, break through, and we will try to snipe this cavalry brigade from behind. Yep, fully shattered. That's good. That's nice. We have an army and a cavalry next to us. I will funnel this army forward, kind of fill in the line leading up. I think that's pretty smart. Maybe we're just kind of surrounding these guys here for the time being. And that might... oh, okay. Cool. We can advance here and we could take over this town. We stop right next to this army. This is a whole army. And we just have cores on it. Oh, that's crazy. Down south here, I will attack with the 10th Army against the Krakow Army. We dealt 2 damage. We took none. Okay. Said we were going to deal like 3, I think, and take 1. So I guess that kind of works out as a fair trade. We've damaged them a little bit. I'm going to move this Slovakian corps forward just to kind of cut this area off a little bit. We will take the 14th Army and attack the Krakow Army as well. We dealt 1 damage. We took 1. All right, that one worked out maybe not as great as I would hope. We're going to move that forward a little bit. Kind of try to keep the zone of control here going. And then because we have the zone of control moving, I will go ahead and move this Slovakian corps behind the enemy mechanized. Get these 2 groups fully surrounded. Hopefully they won't really be able to reinforce them. That's kind of my hope with that. I don't believe we're in too much danger on this side or anything. Everyone else can kind of stay where they are. We don't need to attack this army corps or anything. It's kind of useless here. It has to run away to really accomplish anything. I think we're pretty primed to take Warsaw. I still have an attack on this panzer. This army I don't think is really going to be very useful for them. I don't think they have the money to make any use of it at all. So what I will do is, to try to maintain minimal losses, I will just attack this cavalry brigade that's actually just directly in my way right now. Take that out of the game, and that should be good. That is pretty much everything that we're going to be doing this turn. I already did everything else last episode. I know I didn't really do an intro, but if you've made it this far without seeing the last episode, I suggest going into the playlist and watching that to see what I've done. We're going to go ahead and hit end turn now, and we are going to see how my invasion of Poland and everything else I've been doing has gone. Polish morale suffers from battlefield losses. That's good. Lieutenant General Kurt's students. 7th Flieger's Division is a partially formed and trained unit of paratroopers. Despite its incompleteness, it could be used in the latter stages of the invasion of Poland or in an early attack on France. Latter stages of invasion of Poland? That doesn't... What? Alternatively, we could allow it to complete its training and formation, in which case it will deploy at full strength at Hamburg in the end of the year. It's currently September. Okay. Would you like to deploy the understrength and only partially trained division at Breslau now? Yes. Or let it complete its training so it will deploy at full strength ready for operations 1940. If you say yes, you will receive 50 MPPs you had previously assigned to completing its training and formation. These can be invested wherever you wish, either in reinforcing this unit or elsewhere. Huh. So, it was still forming when the war broke out, so rushing into service before it's complete will require spending MPPs to bring it back up to full strength. By saying yes, it will be available for operations sooner, it can be useful if you wish to follow up your victory with Poland with an immediate offensive elsewhere. I feel like we're not getting the full MPPs back that we would want, and I don't need those MPPs desperately. Operations in 1940. It's currently September. End turn, it'll already be like October. Yeah, no, it can wait. I'm not going to be going into France like next turn or maybe even 2 turns from now. We have to prep this. We have to set this up. So yeah, no, just let it finish. Our core, 2nd Corps, nearly mobilized, ready for deployment. If you wish, it can be sent to reinforce our forces in Abyssinia for a cost of 30 MPPs. Given the difficulty of reinforcing our position in East Africa in the event of war with the UK, it might be a good option. Alternatively, the Corps can be deployed at Naples for service in Europe or North Africa. The decision depends on what your future strategy for war will be. Okay. Would you like to send the 2nd Corps to capital of Abyssinia or have it deploy at Naples? 2nd Corps is sent there. It will arrive in early October. Otherwise, it will deploy at Naples in mid-September. Either way, the Corps will be at full strength with no upgrades. Okay. So 30 MPPs to get it there, as opposed to deploying it at home, where I wouldn't be able to get it there. Well, it would be really hard to reinforce Abyssinia. And Abyssinia, I don't know, it's not desperately important to my strategy, as I explained last episode. I think in some instances I might consider this, but with the strategy and plan and victory goal that we have, I believe sending it there wouldn't be too bad, because we might be able to just hold Allied forces up around there if they send forces there, because we have a pretty limited front that we have to pay attention to, and I have other ways of bolstering Europe in this playthrough. So I'll say yes, I will send that over there. Oh, Canada's declared war on Germany. So they've joined the war. Australia's joined the war. New Zealand joined the war. Oh, so they just... And South Africa. Did I get all 4 first turn when I played the Allies? I don't think I did. Because it's variable. They don't all do that. UK declares war. Yeah, not a surprise. France declares war. Yeah, not a surprise. We've already got a successful tick against Yugoslavia. And it was... Looks like it was a great one. Oh my god, it moves 19% towards us. That is amazing. Convoys are beginning... okay. Axis surface raiders may target British Empire convoys. The Kriegsmarine is confident a protracted naval effort against the British Empire will bring about their eventual withdrawal from the war. We can target not only convoys sailing directly to the UK, but also enemy ports and other coastal areas of importance to the Canadian economy. Really? Send U-boats and surface raiders target all convoys leading to the UK. Okay. Okay, I should have left the sub up there. I didn't really know how fast Canada would join. I guess, well, I know now. Germany miners collect a lot. Thanks to Norway, Sweden trade routes, we're probably going to lose those. Italy collects 71, but spent 30. Okay, and Japan, oh my god. They're collecting so much. That DEI helps. DEI, yeah, that's a very important thing for them, huh? They'll definitely lose that later, but hopefully that is going to happen at, like, the end of this. Because I have the very European-centric war target right now. The Poles are moving around. They oh, okay. I saw something interesting. Okay. Oh, really? Oh, really? This is stupid. What are you doing? Warsaw's gonna fall, no problem. This is no problem, dude. Wow, I didn't think it would be that easy. I was way too cautious. Oh my god. They moved this army from up here, dude. I thought they might shift that down to Warsaw. I think that's what I did, right? Or I didn't do it, and that was a mistake. Because that's what I was thinking would be the smartest thing to do. Like, even if it's injured, you'd prefer an army there than a garrison. Especially the best army you could get. And then they reinforced the one at Poznan. I don't even need to take this. And now they moved that one. That one's at like 1 strength. Oh, an entire Chinese HQ showing up here. So, okay, that'll be interesting. Red Army begins crossing the border into Poland. Oh, so they accepted the deal. I didn't even have the chance to offer them the deal. Huh? Polish morale plummets as news spreads Red Armies cross to the border. Oh. Okay. British Viceroy of India declares war on Germany. Yeah, I think they are 100%, the AI is 100% likely to pick this option. I don't think there's any variation in it. Allies send supplies to China via Hanoi Kunming Railway. We are going to cut that shit off. We're going to cut that shit off. And then they'll have to spend more. They'll have to actually spend, I believe, constant MPPs like a convoy if you cut that off. I was lucky. I never lost it in my PvE as the Allies. Now that Canada, Australia, and New Zealand have all entered the war, it's imperative we target not only critical supply... I accidentally clicked, but basically raid ports... raid convoys. I'm pretty sure I got the gist. High Command has commissioned General Falkenhorst to study possible invasion and occupation of Denmark and Norway, April 1940. He will present his plan for Operation Weserübung in March 1940, as well as the cause for invasion and occupation. If you decide to carry through with an invasion prior to this date, be sure to move units quickly to occupy Copenhagen, Oslo, and Narvik before the Allies can react. Okay. Communists in Yunnan. Open conflict with Mao's communists may be avoided, at least for some time, if we do not advance close to their territory. Communist China has a 60% chance per turn of swinging 5 to 20% towards the Allies if any Axis units are within 2 hexes of Xi'an, Kuaichao, Lanchao, or Chongqing, or 3 hexes of Yunnan. Okay, I've made sure to take a picture of that. Only advance towards Xi'an and these other places if you're ready to fight the communists too. Got it. I don't know if it'll mark that one on the map properly. No, I don't believe so. Since they don't mark all this stuff on the map, I wish they'd let me put my own notes on the map. So Yunnan, clearly. What's the other ones? Lanchao, Xi'an, Kuaichao, Chongqing. Okay, where's Kuaichao? Do you see Kuaichao? Oh, really? Kuaichao. Oh, really? That's really far south. So it's just basically like it's not just getting close to their territory. It's a wall of like just things that aren't allowed to fall. And then what's Yunnan? No, okay, that's Yunnan. Okay. Okay, so it's like a wall going from up here to down. You can hardly avoid it. Yeah, no, you can hardly avoid it. All the way down. So it's basically when you're attacking too fast. Got it. All right, so we're going to go back to Poland and we're going to focus our attention here because Poland needs to fall right about now. It's raining. However, we are not grounded. I forget if that was mechanic. I remember raining stopping me from doing things. Maybe it's just debuffing me. Anyway, oh my god, the Poles' national morale is already down to 40%. And Warsaw is definitely going to fall this turn. Like 100%. No way that it's not. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 8th Army here. We're going to move it forward just south of Warsaw. Which, okay, 5 out of 6 entrenchment is enough to make attacking from this direction apparently not the easiest thing, according to the game. We will go ahead. We're going to take this tank. It can get here pretty quickly. We're going to take it, move that around as well. Wow, okay. This is way tankier than I thought it was going to be. That's fine. We can figure something out. So the first thing I'll do is I'm going to move this corps north up towards Lublin and the enemy. These are tactical bombers. Where were those fighters I saw? I have no idea. Let's attack these tactical fighters. We dealt 3 damage, lost nothing. We are going to move this corps forward up to Przemyśl so we can have someone constantly here just in case this army decides to do something. And kind of keeping that going. I do remember there being fighters. None of my tactical bombers are in range of anybody. I will go ahead and tack bomb this mechanized infantry, see if I can lure out the enemy fighters. Okay, I did not lure out the enemy fighters, but I did take 1 damage and dealt none, so that's incredible. We're going to move these tanks forward from loads. Okay, they have the best chance of anybody, turns out. And due to the rain, it will be hard to get anybody else actually directly up here, and that will suck. All right, let's use the medium bomber, see if we can lure out any fighters. I can only attack like so far, so we will go ahead and medium bomb the Modlin army. Not luring anybody out, but I'm taking all kinds of damage. All right, tactical bombers then. Go ahead and attack Warsaw Garrison. All right, so we have hurt their, whatever it's called, readiness, their morale, all that good stuff. Nothing else was actually in range of Warsaw, or I would have done more. Okay, cool. This is what I was hoping for. Now we have a chance to do some damage. So, 8th Army, I choose you. They attacked, they dealt 1 damage, they took no damage. So unfortunately they didn't do more, but at least they did something. Watch me not take this in 2 turns and look like a complete fucking idiot. Watch. That's like what's gonna happen right now. Alright, so we need to do some scouting. So let's take this Frontier Corps, and we're gonna send them all the way up next to Modlin. Okay, so we got an idea of what we're looking at here. If I could somehow scare this army away, this would drastically increase the chances of my plan working. We've destroyed the readiness and morale of this army. Let's go ahead and attack it with this Frontier Corps. We've dealt 1 damage. We took 1 damage. That's worse than it said we were going to do, but doing worse than the game says we're going to do seems to be a pretty common theme during this, and so I'm just going to accept that for what it is. We will take the 2nd Corps, we'll move it forward, and we'll do the same kind of attack. Dealt 1 damage, took no damage. Okay. At least we did as expected. At least we did as expected. This isn't likely to do much, but I'll take these fighters and I'm going to strafe this army. It will do some amount of damage, I believe, to their readiness and morale, even if it's just like a small amount. I believe instead of even like just running down here, I can just shift these guys out and then attack, and I think that might work better. They are now down to 2 health. 2 health. 1 health. Okay, don't worry, that's fine. We don't need that. Let's go ahead and just take the tanks and attack the Warsaw Garrison directly. Alright, that hurt their readiness, morale, and their entrenchment. Let's go ahead and attack them again. We dealt 2 damage. Alright, cool. So they are losing stuff. They're going down. They're dying. I believe I have a corps in range. So let's attack with the 4th Panzer tanks. So we've attacked. Oh, we can also just move anyway. Okay, that works out perfectly. Cool. Oh my god, thank god that worked. I was gonna say, like, if I fuck this up, I'm just gonna kill myself. So thankfully I don't have to do that, because I really wanted to keep playing the game. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna move this corps forward. Yeah, we'll move the corps forward. They're gonna move forward. They're gonna finish off this army, because right now that we've taken Warsaw, I believe the main thing is going to be hurting enemy morale. So let's go ahead and also attack with this tank again. Finish off these tactical bombers. Every little bit of shit that we take from them morale will help make sure that they surrender this turn, and this is the turn we want them to surrender. 3rd turn is too slow, and I believe 1st turn is considered by the community to be too fast, I guess. I'm gonna move this garrison up north, and I'm not gonna attack this group. It would be stupid, so I'm not gonna do that. I believe this army is probably only at 1 HP still, so I'm gonna just move this 1st corps forward. Yep, at 1 HP, so let's kill it. Bam, dead. So that's wiped out. We're just gonna stare down here, as we don't really need to provoke this. Even though we don't need to, I'm gonna go ahead and take the 10th Army. I'm going to attack the Krakow army here. Dealt 3 damage. National morale bonus. Oh yeah, that also raises my morale, doesn't it? Where's Germany morale? Yeah, oh yeah, I think so. I think that's what it does. So that would be good. One important thing is I'm gonna want to make sure everyone kind of like, as many as possible, ends this turn on like railroads so that I can operate them away like as soon as possible. So we're gonna move the 3rd Army south here, east towards Modlin, and so that's good. We're gonna move this HQ back up to Allenstein. I don't know if it was already there, but it's over there now. The fighters and stuff over here aren't really just gonna matter at all. So just move you. Do you need a move? No, not really. Are you moving? Yes. You're on rails, you're on rails. You're not on rails, but you have a HQ to protect, so I'm good with leaving you there. Now we have a war zone. We have a front down here. Only 1 fighter actually over there at the moment. This fighter hasn't done anything yet, and so I can get that headed west. Okay, this seems fine. Nunberg? No operating, but looks like we have the ability to protect all this. It's hard to tell with these little symbols. Yeah, I think we can protect everyone on the front from here, so that's good. We got a 2nd fighter up there now, although I don't think it has any escorts because it already did an escort. Move this TAC bomber back. We'll move this army north onto the rail line next to this HQ. The HQ itself will step up to Breslau, so it's also on a railroad. You're on a railroad. But we also have this thing here that we might want to deal with. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Let's take the army. Let's attack this mechanized group. We dealt 2 damage. Took none. That's better than it said we would do. We'll attack with a Slovakian one. This is experience as well. So I feel like, you know, might as well. Attack. Hey, we killed it. National morale bonus. I'll take that shit. And step onto Krakow, and that's even more morale for us, I believe. Oh yeah, we are gaining morale. We're straight up just gaining morale from this. So that's good. Morale is everything in this game. And then I believe that's basically everyone on this front taken care of. They've all moved, done something. They're all prepared for operating. They're going to need to be upgraded soon. Now, for German ships, we got to make sure we have the Raider mode on. We're going to go next to the enemy convoy line here. We're going to want to start doing this with the units that we have in this region. I am going to bring this heavy cruiser kind of down to this end as well, where it will theoretically be safer from enemy navies. But now that we're getting to around here, I will move it a little bit closer to the line itself. So, okay, well, I'm gonna be able to get subs, down here very quickly. So sending this one back up north doesn't necessarily have a purpose. So I'm gonna take this sub. It's in raider mode. We're gonna move it down here for now. It can raid pretty much everything coming through here right now. South Africa, all the lines, you name it. It can raid all of them. Right now, this is just South Africa, but they'll probably end up diverting it. Probably. I don't want to just dive bomb a sub right here, because this will definitely be in range of British units. So we are going to just go straight down the line right here for right now. You're also going to, while avoiding British positions, ideally, move these subs west, because we want to get them raiding, pretty much. Yeah, you guys can stack up a little bit. That may be smart, that may not be smart, but we got to get them out raiding convoy lines as soon as possible, right? That is everything I want to do with the Navy for Germany this turn. Now, as for sending my MPPs, you guys know I have a very ambitious diplomatic plan for securing Europe, with pretty much Germany at its head, taking in the minor countries and opening up a Middle Eastern front to force an allied surrender. So we do need chits. But we also need to care about this line. Now, one interesting thing that I just remembered is that you can't upgrade units while they're on this front. But that's fine, because all of these are cores. So let's reinforce this one up to max. It was at 9, now it's at 10. The rest of these are already at 10, thankfully. These units over here could do with some upgrades, but they could also do with reinforcement. I believe I will just go ahead and reinforce them both for the time being, because that's simpler, it's easy, provides some good bonuses. We will upgrade these fighters here to advanced fighters, and I don't know if that stops them from escorting. No, I don't believe it will stop them on the next turn, so that we have some good escort in case the French try to start bombing us along here, because we don't have any anti-aircraft fortifications, and I'm not paying for that. So that gets me from 225 MPPs down to 156. We, of course, also still desperately need to do a bunch of research. However, diplomacy important. I can tell you right now already that I'm going to take the Japanese chit that has come back, and we're going to take this chit, put it back into Yugoslavia immediately, spend that 50 MPPs, back up to 15% chance turn of success. I don't recognize this as having gone up by 19%, but I guess I just forgot what it was last turn. I think it was like a very similar percentage, but I guess in the 40s. But it's, yeah, Yugoslavia's already moved towards this pretty well, which is nice. Since we've already spent on everything I care to spend on right now, we're about to get some MPPs for taking over Poland, assuming they surrender, which, god damn it, I fucking hope they do, especially since the Soviets are rolling up on them, technically. Then I believe I will go ahead and just take the remaining German MPPs and toss them all into Yugoslavia. We won't need so many MPPs, right? But this ups the chance from 15 to 30%. We're now working with about almost 1/3%, or 1/3 of a chance, I guess, every turn to get them to swing towards us by a certain amount, and it goes down by 5% every time unless we reinvest more chits. Each of the 2 majors we can currently use for this now has 3 chits invested. Germany has 2 more chits invested, but I don't think I need to invest those right now. We'll just kind of see how this goes for the time being. We want to get some into Turkey, because that's also part of my little European-centric plan here, but for now, we're out of MPPs for Germany. We've done everything that we can as Germany, and you'll see me shift my priorities probably next turn into being way more focused around operating things around, reinforcing, upgrading, as we intend to get the invasion of the Low Countries started. You know, it's funny, I actually haven't thought this far ahead, but whenever Yugoslavia and Turkey both join me, I have absolutely no idea who the hell I would diplomacy next, because nobody else is really relevant for my plans that I know of. Like, the rest of this just doesn't matter. Maybe I just go for Spain for the fuck of it, just for extra forces in Europe to help push any further objectives that I might need. I really don't know, actually. I guess we'll figure it out, but that's all we have time for today. We got exactly what I wanted to get done today, done. I hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. Let me know if you have any thoughts, any suggestions, anything. Like I said, this is being recorded very nearly real time, not finishing way in advance like I did with the last series. I'm currently recording this episode like 3 days before I release it at 3 in the afternoon. I'm not going to get too much done today. Next turn, we'll take on Japan and Italy and maybe head over into October. But for now, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.